there were so many different things, amazing things that have happened in our life. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you guys are healthy. Babe, you have to let me get to the first part first.
It's more authentic. Now do it.
No.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, you tell them.
All right, fine. Since it's already paused, stop here. If you haven't, subscribe down below. Click that bell notification so you know when the videos are up and live. Go ahead.
Back to it. Yes, what my husband said. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Also hit the bell notifications link so you know when a new video is going live. Today, we just wanted to do a nice little Q&A to commence our 1-year wedding anniversary. We are headed to vacation soon, so we thought it would be cool to do a Q&A answering some of the questions that you guys have submitted. We literally posted on Instagram 10 minutes ago saying send in questions because we're going to film really quickly. We're trying to get as much content filmed and recorded before we go on vacation so we can actually relax and not work. So without further ado, Shay, hit it.
Okay. At the same time, Corey.
All right, look. I'm not even know.
At the exact same time, I'm going to count you down. What has challenged you lately?
My most difficult challenge in marriage so far would just be the adjusting. Some people might say that I'm slightly OCD. Some people, not saying that is true, and I'm not saying that it's not true. But just adjusting, knowing that everything can't be perfectly in place like I like it. So sometimes some things might be out of place, but it's literally not the end of the world, and it's something that I can adjust to. So it's just like, okay, that's nothing, calm down, just adjust. Like small thing. Matter of fact, hangers. When we moved, all of my hangers.
We threw out all his wire hangers.
They threw out all my, no, there were like 3 wire. When I go to the cleaners, they gave me wire hangers, so those are the only times they would have been wire hangers. The other ones were plastic hangers. So we put in nice, they are nice little velvet hangers. But the only thing is like, they're velvet. So it's like when you put the clothes on it, it's like tight to take off. With the plastic, they just slide right off.
OCD people get mad about things like that.
Like I said, I'm not confirm nor deny. But yeah, just little things like that. So where I just be like, you know what? That's not really a big deal. You're good. Keep it pushing. So
I would 100% agree with what he said on my end as well. But I also would say, I think learning what's important to your significant other, because we all have different things that we value. And I think for me, I wouldn't say this has been a challenge, but something that we've had to learn is that, like, okay, this may be important to you, but it's a 10 to me, but this is a 1 to you, and this, you know what I mean, vice versa. Learning that, like, it doesn't mean that he doesn't care about the things that I care about. It's just he doesn't know that this is important to me or something that I value. And having those conversations, like, even when it comes to like holidays, we have a thing where we're like, we don't care about Valentine's Day because all of our birthdays are in December and January, and we spend a lot of money through those months. So Valentine's Day, we can chill. But there are other holidays like Mother's Day and things like that where I was like, I care about this holiday. So before I get mad that you didn't do anything, I'm gonna tell you now that this is something that's important to me. And vice versa, even me seeing, like, you know, his cars or something that he really cares about. So taking care of them and really respecting the fact that, like, this is something that he loves and wants to do. We got a new car and it was something that he's always wanted. So really just making what's important to him important to me, but having those conversations if it's not something that you would just already know. But different things like that.
I like your answer.
You know, I thought you would.
Somebody said, when is our nephew coming with the eyes?
Our nephew.
Their nephew.
Whenever the Lord sees fit is when he's coming.
Please, God.
No, we don't.
Please, Lord.
We're kind of just letting things happen. With, you guys already know, with me having a C-section, we were advised to wait a certain amount of time. With that being said, we're going to take the doctor's notes and the fact that we serve God. So whenever he decides to do what he's going to do, that's when your nephew or niece will come, because he wants a boy really badly.
Lord,
so I feel like God may be like, ha, all girls for you. But transparently, we do want to go back to back, because I want all my kids to like grow up together doing the same things. I don't want to have like a 2-year-old and a 10-year-old. Just because I feel like, yes, it'll be hectic, but I prefer them going through those stages and phases together. So if he sees fit, again I say, if he sees fit, don't ask us every day in the comments, am I pregnant? Because then I'm just going to see that as you saying, am I fat? Which, I just had a baby. But anyways, don't ask in the comments, am I pregnant? We will, like, you guys know I take you along the journey, and I share as soon as I can and as soon as we're healthy enough to do so.
Did you guys have your first big argument yet?
No, because we're not arguers. We are not the type to go back and forth and scream and holler and slam doors and all that kind of stuff. We are both the type to, what do? We wait. I don't remember ever really being pissed off.
No, I have one. Okay. It wasn't an argument, but this is when I was just like, ooh, I love you even more. So while we were moving, this is like after we had moved in, this is probably like the first or second day after we moved into the house and everything. And then just randomly, she said, we need to talk later. So, you know, when a woman says we need to talk later, it's like, geez, what's going on? What happened? I mean, we just moved. Can we at least get settled in first before we argue about anything? So I'm really going in my head.
We've never argued, so he's
I'm really just going in my head like, what is going on? Like, what are we going to be talking about? So then later that night, she said, because she was a little flustered.
I made you take a drink.
Yeah,
and I said,
she
let's
made me
go
take
talk.
a drink. Yeah. So I'm like, what's going on? But during the moving day, she was a little flustered because everything happened so quickly. The movers gave us a time that they were coming, and they called me that morning saying they were coming a little earlier.
They were supposed to come at 3 o'clock, guys.
They came
and
at
they
like
said
9 or 10 or something like that.
It was 9.
But
they called at 8 saying they'll be there in an hour.
Yeah, they called me saying, all right, we're coming in an hour. This was like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. But I had to come here to get the Wi-Fi set up, everything set up for when we're actually here, thinking I'd have more time to go back. So they called that day, and she was at home by herself. Shayma wasn't there yet. Lexi wasn't there yet. Mom wasn't there yet. Nobody was there. So
I was by myself with Harper packing the entire house.
With Harper packing everything that we haven't packed yet, because we had planned to pack that morning. So that night, So that night, during that time of the process, she was obviously flustered doing all that by herself.
Yeah.
And during the day, she was just like, why isn't he here? And things like that. And he should be here helping with me. So then that night, she let me know that that's how she was feeling. Like, I wasn't there. But also, we talked about, like, okay, I wasn't there, but I was here.
He explained that he thought that Shayma, my mom, Lexi, everybody was there with me. And I was like, no, they hadn't gotten there yet. So it was just me. But basically, we saw that it was a miscommunication. He was thinking one thing. He thought I was well taken care of, that there were people there helping me while he set everything up here. And I explained that I thought that he had just left me to finish everything by myself. So that was something where I was just like, okay, I was flustered for the day, but of course I wasn't going to stop in the middle of us moving with everything going on. But I wasn't going to let it marinate. So I was like, have a drink. Now we need to talk before I knock your head off.
Ooh, I love it.
Are you
usually when a woman say we need to talk, you just, all right, come on, what you got? Get it off your chest. But this was a nice, this is a real, we need to talk.
And it was a good conversation, and we both felt better after, because I'm sure at first he was like, why is she in a mood? And
which was like,
he finally understood.
Get in the mood if she was in the mood.
And we're both the same way.
So
because if you in the mood, you're not telling me you in the mood, then I'm gonna be in the mood too. We both gonna be in the mood.
Yeah, but
we're the same way.
I liked it.
Who farts the hardest?
Ooh, it depends on what we have for dinner that night.
Yeah, she makes Brussels. All bets are off.
I don't fart loud. My farts just stink. You fart loud and your farts stink.
Like I said, it depends on who
Harper
we have.
farts loud.
It's Harper.
That's my baby girl. She farted in my face
You
this
can
morning.
hear you can hear it in the stomach, and then you could also hear it coming out with both of y'all.
Are y'all gonna go on a vacation?
Yes. Yes, we are. Guys, I work so hard, and I will go until I literally physically can't anymore, which is kind of toxic, but
Yes,
kind of
we're
also
working on
a
that
good
part.
trait at the same time, but yes, it's also toxic. But one of the things is because we moved into a new house, I was like, let me overload on stuff so I can make sure that we're comfortable and safe to where my husband doesn't feel pressured, like we have consistent whatever coming in. So these last few months, I have overloaded myself. If you guys follow me on Instagram, it has been a crap ton of ads. You guys have been nothing but supportive. But I have taken on more just because I want to make sure that we're good, and to where neither one of us feel overly burdened with either thing. So that being said, I've had all of my family and friends participating in this heavy workload. We are all taking a vacation because we are tired. Also to celebrate our anniversary, and because it's been a panorama and it's finally, I guess, getting better.
It's dwindling down.
How do you build intimacy with God as a married couple?
For us, well, now that we can go to church, we do. Even when it was heavy panorama, we went to church together online.
Yeah, we did online services.
We pray and follow a devotional together.
Yeah, we talk about our devotionals, especially if there's anything interesting in it. I'll ask her, did you read your devotional yet for the day?
Which I thought was so cute one day when I walked in and heard him ask. I was
Yeah,
like,
he asked me every
cares
single
that she
day.
saved?
Because I told him we usually do them at night, but since we've had Harper, we used to do them at the same time every single day. Since we've had a Harper, it's like you get to it when you get to it. Because if we're asleep, it's like we finally get to close our eyes. But now I've been doing mine waking up when I pump in the middle of the night. And you do yours what? In the middle of the night?
I
or
usually do
before
mine
bed?
either in the middle of the night, or I have an alarm set for like 8 o'clock in case I didn't do it any time of the day and it'll remind me. But so I'll do mine, and if it's something that was like real interesting, I'll ask her, did you read it? Like, man, what do you think about that? Or like, wow, it's really crazy. Like, this happens and stuff.
Yeah, and our church does, or actually just finished, a Upset the Vows series. So everything that they did weekly, we've had our own discussions and things like that for that. But praying together, devotionals together, reading the word together, really just asking spiritual questions, or asking, like, being intentional about what can I do to be a better wife? What can I do to be a better wife spiritually, and vice versa? We kind of always have these like really random, deep conversations. And I think that helps with our intimacy, spiritually, which also leads to intimacy elsewhere, because when we're on the same page, we're on the same page everywhere. Period.
How do you make sure you keep loving and liking each other?
I think by paying attention to the small things. Like we said in that other video, like the fact that he pays attention to every little thing just makes me like, ooh, yes, that's why I married him. No. But yeah, like he pays attention to the small things, not just the big grandiose things. And consistently, like he compliments me every day, all day. And I think that not only makes me feel better about myself, but like he notices every small thing about me that has changed. Or that I may even be insecure about, so I can tell that he goes extra hard on like reaffirming that area. Because postpartum, guys, I feel like I be feeling like really not good about myself physically sometimes, and I can tell that he notices. So it make like seeing him make sure to reaffirm me consistently and stuff like that. keeps it
Corey?
going.
I say that's the big part.
What makes you love me and like me all the time?
This right here, just her. This is her whole personality. Her being her, and then like she was saying, just letting her know that I'm here for her. I still love her. She's still fine to me, no matter how she's feeling that day or whatever's going on, going through postpartum.
Like a smelly whale.
And this is what she says all the time.
Smelly Nelly with the big old boobies.
I tell her no.
With the
Still
mustiness.
fine.
Okay, next question.
Was it difficult to start living together?
No. I think the reason why it wasn't difficult to start living together, at least for me, I'm answering for myself, he can answer for himself, because we do have a lot of similar ways. Of course, moving in together, you see more of like the whatever. But I think when Harper came is when I kind of like, I think that's when you start like getting a little like, why is this here? But it's because, I have a baby and I can't clean up everything. But other than that, I don't think it was hard. Before she got here, I don't think it was hard to live together because we're really similar. Like we both like things straight, but we also like things the way we like them. So sometimes, like with me having a full team, I work inside the house and all that kind of stuff. He'll be like, well, how did this get moved here? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe one of the girls put it there, but they were helping us. So let's just move it back. But I can still understand him, like,
As for my perspective, surprisingly, no, it wasn't a big adjustment or like having to get used to anything, which is real shocking for me because I couldn't see myself doing it as far as like having somebody in my space and like, going in the kitchen and this is moved, that's moved, or just anything, or something in the living room, but it really wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So I don't know if that's just her being her, obviously, but it was a smooth transition, honestly.
How do you create time for yourself and your spouse now that you have Harper?
Well, I'm not sure if you guys know, but we actually have a full-time nanny. So yeah, we have a full-time nanny, and we make sure that, I think for me, because I have been so used to working consistently, and when I was single, I was like, I'm just gonna dive myself into my work. So I kind of got this really toxic habit of like working from sunup to sundown every single day. Since having Harper and having a family, Corey too, I've been trying to finish those days earlier and only work on certain days of the week so that we can be present for each other. So there are days where, our nanny will have Harper and I'll finish work and then we'll spend time with each other. Or Shay will come over and be like, you guys go out and do stuff. But we make sure to spend time with just each other and also just time with the three of us as well because we are the family, So I try to make sure that there's time for all of us to have our individual time. We're very intentional about it. And even if I forget it, he'll be like, babe, we're due for a date night or whatever, because it's been really hard for me to leave her, but they make me do it, so.
Yeah, so we just find all the times to get, for one, we learn Harper's schedule because she's the boss.
She is.
So whenever everything is good with her, she's taking a nap or something, or Shayma or the nanny, somebody else, anybody of the family comes over watching her, they have her.
Honestly, whenever anybody else walks through the door,
here.
we give them Harper and we disappear.
Whether it be just us, even if we have Harper, if we're just walking around the neighborhood just to get out and just have our family time, or if somebody has Harper, if it's just finishing a movie that is taking forever because Harper is
Honestly,
here.
it has been the hardest thing to finish a movie like in one sitting with her because it's like, it just doesn't happen. So it literally takes us from morning till night to finish a movie
We'll get
if
about
she's
15
here.
minutes at a time.
Exactly. But
even
we
as
make
far
sure we're
as to-
intentional with it.
Yeah, even as far as to just laying down, getting into bed, and just taking a nap.
Yeah,
that is
and we do it
style.
together. Yes, and she goes to bed at a certain time, so a lot of times the evenings are ours.
What's one thing about being married that you didn't anticipate?
It is a lot easier than I would have thought.
Yeah.
That's literally all I have.
That's very true.
It is from what it was in my mind to our first year. And yes, it's only been a year. For those
people
that
in the
want to say, yes, it's only been a year.
Y'all got so much to say, and it's only been a year.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And we've even heard.
You tell them, boo.
We've even heard like the first year of marriage is supposed to be the hardest. I pray to God that is true, because
this year.
Yes, this year was good. Is like I said, we talked whenever there was something going on. We talked about it, but in my head, that's not how I saw any of it. So I'm glad it went a lot better.
Agreed.
Than that.
Somebody asked, did y'all freeze a piece of cake to have on your anniversary? But
no, we didn't.
Our cake was too good, honestly.
Yeah, we got.
And if you watch the clip of them, the cake was everywhere.
We put cake everywhere. We also got our cake from Kroger, so we could just go to Kroger to get the same one. We didn't get no fancy cake. We got what we liked and what we knew we would eat and what was cheap.
And we ate it.
So no, we also. At first, we had freezed my bouquet, but honestly, I think our marriage, we have intentionally said that we do things the way we want to do them. While we value tradition and we value, the different things that people have done in the past, we make our marriage our own. I've gotten additional bands before my first year. I've gotten ring upgrades when we want to get ring upgrades. There are things that we've done. Our relationship is not your typical traditional following someone else's footsteps type of marriage, and we make sure to say that. So sometimes I'll be like, well, babe, we're supposed to do this, and he's like, no. What did we say? This is our marriage. This is our family. We do things the way we want to do them, and that work for us and God. That's it. Like, we do things how we want to do them. So I think that that's something, while we do love tradition and we respect anyone, who follows whatever that their family has done. There are some things that we've done because we've wanted to do them, tradition-wise. And there are some things that we were like, nah, we'll make it up. We'll make it up and do what we want.
Which is why our anniversary is May 18th and the 19th.
We got 2 anniversaries, period.
That also answered the question on any tips on planning a small wedding. Do what you want.
Yeah, honestly, do what y'all want. Like, you guys are the only
Seriously.
ones who will live with you. Like, you don't have to do anything for the sake of anybody else. You don't have to follow anyone else's footsteps. If y'all want to get married in a swimming pool with a white bathing suit or a purple bathing suit, do it, because it is up to you guys, and you guys are the ones that will live with and be able to tell your children, that they're capable of doing whatever they want to do, because they set the rules. As long as you're following the word and what God says, anything outside of that, do what you want.
Do what makes you feel.
Yeah.
If anybody has a problem with it, then at least you'll know.
They can take it up with themselves.
Exactly. Like, it's not your relationship.
Period.
Why do you have a problem?
Period.
Do you feel like having a baby during your first year made things harder?
Not really. I don't think so at all. I just feel like, I don't know, because we knew what we wanted, and even when dating, we were like, we want kids, we want whatever. So I think we knew what to expect, and we were so excited about it and proud to where it didn't make it hard. Like, every challenge we embrace, anytime we're sleep deprived, it's almost funny, because it's like we're figuring it out together, but this is something that we both wanted a family. And so I think when you want something, the challenges you just embrace, because it's like, this is what we asked for.
Yeah, and I don't even really see it as them being challenges. Like, we did, before we married, we went to, we did our vacations, we had our times going out with friends. So
Yeah, we
whatever, we lived. So it's not like, oh, you had a baby the first year of marriage, and now you can't do nothing.
That also comes with being with someone who is on the same page as you, because we were both ready for this when we were ready, and we were ready at the same time, and we both lived our lives. Really lived our lives. Really lived our lives.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Really lived our lives before getting married.
Yeah.
So it made this easier. Like, okay, it's time. It is time to sit it on down.
Yeah.
What has been the most rewarding part of marriage?
I think just being able to grow together and noticing the growth. I think there are different ways that we've helped each other. For me, my husband has helped me not take everything so seriously all of the time and to kind of just be a little bit more carefree. And that's helped me with my anxiety because if you've watched any videos, you guys know that like I've dealt with anxiety and still do sometimes. But I think for me, part of his carelessness with some things, and it's not that he just doesn't care, like everything is up for grabs, but there are certain things where he's like, babe, he always, his key thing is we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So a lot of my like having anxiety before time to even have anxiety has leveled out because of that, and I've just adopted his we'll figure it out when we get there. Like there's no reason to stress before it's time to stress. That has helped me a lot in terms of managing my anxiety, and I've even told my therapist that like, and she's caught me and been like, wow, you used to really be freaking out about this and you don't seem that way anymore. But it's really thanks to my husband, because he has taught me to like just chill out. What's gonna be is gonna be. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. There's only so much control we can have over any given circumstance. Even just going through like very, very difficult times, which we've had in our marriage, the way that he has handled devastation and catastrophes and things like that has really like made me reconsider my whole life, because I'm like, I would have lost my mind. But to see how he's handled and like really braced some of the things in his life has really taught me like just chill out a bit. You will be okay. Things will be okay. I'm about to get emotional, I think. So you can answer.
Well, I'll go with the easy part first, because marriage have brought us. I mean,
If y'all cry, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna cry
I'm
and
really
walk
like
out.
this close, so don't.
Don't make me cry, please.
But marriage have brought us our beautiful baby girl. That is one of the most rewarding things, because y'all seen her. She's so beautiful, so precious, so smart.
She's perfect.
Yes, literally perfect. So I just sit there and stare at her every day until she like scratches me or punches me in the face to get out of her face or something. But that just how easy my wife has made it of going through this first year. Like I said, the things that I had in my head of how a marriage would go was nothing like it went this year or this first year. So that was definitely one of the things, because she made it a lot easier.
On a scale from 1 to 10, rate your marriage. 3, 2, 1, go. One person answered.
See?
Because I was going to say 20.
I mean...
And then I was going to look at you to see. Yeah.
Of course.
I would agree with the 9. I actually would say a 10 because...
We'll explain that.
Okay, you explain your 9.
So mine is 9 because it is great. I can't think of it going better, like honestly. But obviously there's always things that you can get better at, which is where the 9 comes in, because
he's leaving
it can
room for
always be
improvement.
better. Exactly.
Yeah. I would say...
Miss 20, yes.
Yeah, I would say a 20 only because I have seen and experienced a lot of marriages, and kind of all of my life I've like watched marriages, and I've kind of taken in different things to like really know what to do and what not to do, and like what's good for us and what's not. So I feel like for a first year of marriage, it low-key does feel like a 20 because we're just on the same page. No, we don't have everything perfect or know everything. But there has never been a time where either of us have not been on the same page or not immediately synced to be on the same page. So for me, that's what makes it good, because I know nothing is perfect, but the fact that we can always connect and align with each other to make it what we want to make it is always amazing for me.
I concur.
Boom.
Is your love and bond stronger now that you have Harper?
I think so. I think seeing my husband with Harper makes me want to spread him and give him another one.
It's called worshiping.
Piss off. Get it off of me. Stop. Answer the question.
I lost focus. But for real though, yeah, like just seeing her as a mom, seeing how she is with her baby.
Does that turn you on?
Yeah, like she said, we get ready for your nieces and nephews when the time comes.
Would you like to be in the video? Come here.
He has been so good. Y'all know
You're such a
the
good
past
boy.
videos that he's just been jumping all over the place and we
Breaking
gotta
cameras.
excuse ourselves because of him.
Say hi, son.
He was here this whole time just chilling.
Coop.
Haircut.
Coop.
Look.
You want to come over? You want to come over? Do you want to come over? Okay, bye. Is there anything different from dating and marriage life?
I think the only thing that's different is like we in this thing. So even like in terms of like when we were dating and stuff, when we would talk about money and all that kind of stuff. Now when we talk about stuff, I'd be like, well, wait, that's my money too. You know. Well, really, it's probably you saying it more than me. But yeah, it's like we're really in this thing, and I think for me, the business part of marriage is also great because we both bring so much to the table. It's like, all right, how are we going to make this work for us? And then let's put in this and let's do that. And like he's really good with stocks and stuff. So I think the business part of marriage is the only part that's different. That I actually enjoy it because I'm like, ooh, you talking money? That make me want to love you more. So yeah, that's the only thing that's different on my part. Or that I think.
Yeah, that's really the biggest thing. I was always wondering like what's gonna happen after this, like what's gonna change. Is it gonna be boring now? Like literally nothing else has changed besides that. Like
The business
now,
part.
yeah,
of it.
just the business part. Like now I'll just tell her like, hey, taking money out of this account, about to do this with it.
Or I'll be like,
Before-
I put this in our account. He'd be like, oh, did you?
When before it was just like, all right, you just do what you want and you can just tell, yo, I did this and I mean, it's my money, so it's really none of your business. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
tell you anyway. But yeah, so that's.
But now we be making money moves and then like telling the other person and be like, ooh, is we rich yet? No. But yeah, I think that's the only part, is the business part of it.
Is there anything you regret
Uh,
from your first year?
no. I don't think there's anything I regret at all because we did it the way that we wanted to do it. And my main thing with anything is in life is I'm gonna do what I feel like I'm led to do, and not what somebody else has told me. So that if I do regret anything, it's totally on me and I can't blame it on anybody else.
And I agree, and I'm glad that she thinks like that because that's exactly how it should be. Like,
Yep.
Don't let anybody else.
Dictate what you do.
Yeah, don't let anybody else push you towards anything or, oh, everybody else is doing it like this. If you feel comfortable doing it a certain way and it's not
that.
hurting anybody else,
That's good.
then just do that. Don't worry about what you're supposed to do because everybody else says it.
Yep. So that's it.
Air quotes, because y'all see the air quotes.
They saw them very
Okay.
Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys want more Q&As like this, drop it down in the comments below. Along with that, if you have additional questions, we won't be doing it till we get back from vacation. But we would love to do another Q&A for you guys. Obviously not our anniversary video because that's what this is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed on YouTube, liking on Facebook, following on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, all of that good stuff. What, baby?
You got it.
I got TikTok
She's
now.
TikToking.
I'm TikToking now. Make sure you guys are following there. Make sure you guys are also following my husband as I slowly make him a husbandfluencer. Yep. I love you guys. Peace out.